Hi Math 3 students. Today we're going to go over how we handle essentially division or fractions and radicals. So the first kind of problem you're going to encounter is something like this, where you have a radical on the top and the bottom. What you want to do is check to see, can I divide this number by this number? When they're both in the radical, you check to see if you could just simply divide them. So in this case, I'm going to do 640 divided by 5, which does work. I end up with the square root of 128. And then from there, all I have to do is try and see if I can break it down. I'm going to break it down using perfect squares. 128, the biggest perfect square that goes into that is 64, so I break that down into 64 times 2. I take the square root, I get 8 root 2. So that would be my answer for this one. The next kind of problem you're going to encounter is where you do not have a radical on top and bottom, you only have a radical on top. And what you're going to do is break down that radical on top. So in this case, I have 112. Let's see. And the biggest perfect square that goes into 112 is 16. So I'm going to break that down into 16 times 7. And I end up with 4 root 7. So now I have 4 root 7 over 10, and then I just have to simplify this. I want to simplify the numbers on the outside of the radicals. So I'm going to do 4 divided by 10, math, enter, and I get 2/5. So I get 2/5, and then my root 7 is just chilling there. All right, now the next kind of problem you're going to encounter is where we have a binomial in the denominator. So essentially, we cannot leave radicals in the denominator. So the way that we get rid of this is we are going to multiply it by its conjugate. So you're just going to change the sign in the middle here. If it's negative, make it positive. If it's positive, make it negative. So I'm going to multiply this guy by -6 plus square root of 15. All right, so then I go ahead on top. It's actually pretty simple. I just distribute, and I end up with a -30 plus, and then I get 5 square root 15. In the denominator, it's going to be a little bit more complicated, right? I get 36, -6 square root 15, +6 square root 15, and negative square root of 225, which is 15, times 15. All right. So now we just have to go ahead and break down, simplify the things that we can within the radical. So 36 I can't do much with, and then these guys I can't simplify the square root of 15. But I can simplify the square root of 225, which is just 15. So I get -15. And now I'm just going to combine my like terms. So these guys are like terms. I do 36 minus 15. And I get 21. And then here I combine these like terms, but these actually cancel out. So now I've got just a 21 in the denominator. You could check to see if you could factor anything out of here that cancels with the 21, but the only factor here is a 5, and that's not going to cancel, so this is our answer here. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and essentially do the same thing with this guy. Remember, we need to get rid of the radical in the denominator, so that's going to be the complex conjugate we multiply by. So I'm going to multiply the top and the bottom by 4 minus the square root of 2. So on top here, I get a 24 minus 6 square root 2 plus 4 square root 2 minus the square root of 4. And then, let's see, we get 24 minus 6 root 2 plus 4 root 2, and then my negative square root of 4 becomes a -2. Then I just combine my like terms, and I get 22 minus 2 root 2. And this is now my numerator. So I've got 22 let's see, minus 2 root 2. And now I got to go work on getting my denominator. So that's going to come from multiplying out the bottom here. So I do 4 times 4, I get 16. I do 4 times negative root 2, I get a minus 4 root 2. I do 4 times root 2, I get plus 4 root 2. And then here I get a minus square root of 4. And then I'm going to simplify what I can. So I've got 16 minus 4 root 2 plus 4 root 2 minus 2. Now, in the denominator, if you did it correctly, these guys should cancel, all right? So make sure that you cancel those guys out. And we end up with a 14. So now I've got a 14 in the denominator. Now, before you say you're done, you do have to look and say, okay, can I factor anything out of the numerator that will cancel with my denominator, right? Well, in the numerator, I can factor out a 2, so I get 11 minus the square root of 2 all over 14, and the 2 cancels with my 14. So I end up with just a 7 in the denominator. So my final answer should be 11 minus the square root of 2 all over 7. All right. Let's go ahead. I will do one more of those. Just kind of make sure we feel good with that. All right. So here we're going to go ahead and multiply the top and the bottom by 7 minus the square root of 3 because that is my conjugate. So I get on top 21 minus 3 root 3 plus 7 root 3 minus the square root of 9. I end up with 21 minus 3 root 3 plus 7 root 3 minus 3. I combine my like terms and I get 18 plus 4 root 3. So that is currently my numerator. And then for my denominator, I'm going to go ahead and multiply that out. So I get 7 times 7, which is 49. I get minus 7 root 3 plus 7 root 3 and a minus square root of 9. 49 minus 7 root 3 plus 7 root 3 minus, and then the square root of 9 is 3. 49 minus 3 is going to give me a 46, and these guys end up canceling, so my denominator is 46. Now I looked, well, is there anything I can factor out that will cancel with the 46? Well, I can factor out a 2 out of the top here. So I get 9 plus 2 root 3 all over 46. And I simplify 2 over 46. 46 divided by 2 is going to give me a 23. So my final answer should be 9 plus 2 root 3 all over 23.